What is going on to whoever may be watching this, and welcome back to another NBA video. Yesterday, in the video that I posted, we talked about the possibility of Ben Simmons getting traded to the Nets for James Harden. As NBA fans, it's exactly what we wanted, and guess what? Sometimes all you gotta do is ask, and you shall receive, because it happened, and I am absolutely pumped. So today, we're just gonna focus on that trade, and I'm gonna give you my opinion and what I think about it. In the video yesterday, I kind of explained my thoughts on it, but let's actually look at it as a whole. So to begin with, let's just take a look at the trade itself. The Brooklyn Nets are trading James Harden to the Sixers for Ben Simmons, Seth Curry, Andre Drummond, and 2 first-round picks. The Nets are also including Paul Millsap, because Paul Millsap said that he wanted to be on a team where he's going to get a bigger role, and I'm sure he will get a bigger role on the 76ers. So from the 76ers standpoint, this is great. You're getting James Harden for Ben Simmons. Ben Simmons hasn't played all year. You're pairing James Harden, who a couple years ago was arguably the best player in the league, and you are pairing him with an MVP candidate this year. The Sixers are going to make a push for the Eastern Conference Finals now. This is huge. I can't imagine how this Embiid Harden thing's going to work. It kind of gives me like Kobe Shaq vibes, except in their own way. Harden in no way is comparable to Kobe. Like, their game is completely different. But having two offensive threats, one in the guard and one in the center, both MVP caliber players, is crazy. Harden, Seth Curry, Thibault, Korkmaz, Embiid. Now you got Paul Millsap. They got a lot of working pieces in Philly. They got shooters. They have defense. They got everything you need for a championship run. Now, if you look at it at the Nets' point of view, it's a win-win as well. The fact that they got 2 first-round picks in return is huge, and you get a shot-blocking center in Drummond who's going to anchor that defense. The thing that the Nets need to figure out now is the whole Kyrie situation, right? You got Kyrie, hopefully Joe Harris comes back healthy, KD, Ben, and Drummond. Like in yesterday's video, all I basically said is this is the greatest thing that could have happened to Ben Simmons. He's going to walk into the locker room and know his place. And Philadelphia was kind of up in the air for a little bit, and it started leaning towards Embiid. Then the 76ers fans hated him because he couldn't hit a fucking jump shot. But now he's walking into the Nets. He already knows his role. Like, there's not much figuring out here. He's going into the game, he's locking up the best player on the other team. He's getting boards, he's providing defense, and he playmakes. He gets the board, he gives it to Kevin Durant. He gets the board, he brings the ball up, he dishes it to Kyrie. That's his job. He doesn't need to score. He doesn't need to shoot. He needs to play as in a higher tier role player, which I think is exactly what Ben Simmons needs. This Nets deal is huge. This is huge for the Nets. But before this trade, Nets are on an 8 or 9 game losing streak. They can't guard a parked car. KD isn't there. Kyrie's playing half the games. But now you got 2 huge defensive pieces, and throwing Claxton onto the bench and coming off as a shot blocker off the bench is going to be huge. And who knows? They might start Claxton and have Drummond come off the bench. They might split the minutes evenly. Who knows? But having a 1-2 punch in those centers is great. You have all the scoring you possibly need in Kyrie, KD, and throwing fucking Joe Harris in the corner. That's all the scoring you need. Everything else works around them. I was starting to be skeptical about the Nets. In the beginning of the season, I had them as the favorites to win the championship. Then they can't play defense. Harden claims he doesn't want to be there. Kyrie isn't playing. KD gets hurt, and now it was a toss-up. Like, this isn't really good. Then I had the Heat. I'm like, the Heat are probably the best built team in the league. But now you throw Ben Simmons onto the Nets. I mean, as long as he's healthy, as long as he's in shape, I think it's instant impact. And you know he's motivated. Ben Simmons is definitely extremely motivated right now. He hasn't played all year. Now he has something to prove. He's got a little chip on his shoulder. He needs to play good. This is huge for Ben. He needs this more than anyone in the league. And now he's on a championship contender. I mean, he could have been on a championship contender if he played for the 76ers. But guess what? That's all in the past. Doc Rivers exposed them. Now he's going to expose them. But now, yesterday we're wishing that the trade happens. Guess what? The trade happens. Now what are we wishing for? We are wishing for a 76ers Nets Eastern Conference Finals. And if that happens, that will be one of the most electric playoff series in a while. It's going to be a lot of heat going on there. There's been a whole lot of other trades going on today. A lot of people are being moved, a lot of things. The trade deadline's over today or tomorrow. I'm going to do a complete wrap up of all the trades that happened, but right now I just wanted to focus on this huge one. But I mean, hey, we love this. We love the NBA trade deadline. Thank you for watching this. Leave a like, hit the sub button. I appreciate you. I'll see you in the next vid.